Welcome back to the Artefactors Union. I am your foreman, Douglas Scoundrels. Today we are assembling the Invisible Ink box for the Arcanist faction and the Witness keyword. This box contains only two models, Marco Bonatti, this gentleman here in the suit, and then Ledger Domain, this man in also the suit, but he's got his face out, so that's how you can tell. There's really no other difference whatsoever. Looking at the renders, we have Marco down here, and Ledger up here. So let's go ahead and assemble Ledger first, because I'm pretty sure he's easier than Marco. But consider this to be relatively easy. We just have a body and a cape, an arm, two legs, which we'll all assemble together, and then we'll glue one part of the base to the other part of the base, and then plop them on top of it and call it good. Start with E2, the front part of our torso, turn them around, and we'll add E1, the back of the torso, / cape. There's the cape, turn around, now let's add E7, the left arm. Silly me. Well, it does also go into this socket. There is just this big connection point right here that you can use too. That's nice and tight to the body. Now let's add the right leg first, which is the straight one, E4. In there easy enough. Now let's add E5, the left leg, the bent one. This one was just slightly difficult due to the other leg being there. You might want to do this leg first, but not too big of a pain if you do it in the order I did. Alright, let's grab the last two pieces, E3 and E6, and combine them into a base. This E3, this is the top half of our stairs basing thing. It's going to connect right here, along with part of the other bottom of it, to E6? Yeah, E6. Here's E6. That knob I just showed you earlier is just going to fit right in here in this spot. Let's connect them. They're combined, but that's from the view that we had them. This is, we'll just do it live. There we go. This is what we're looking at. Some stairs, and you can already see where the feet are supposed to fit. Specifically, that connection point I just pointed out is going to connect to the back heel of the right foot. You can see that nub that's supposed to fit into that spot. Not sure about the left foot, but we can connect it if we see a spot to do so. There we go. Glued to the bottom of the step, obviously, and then the back foot is touching the edge of the top step. If that's not how your legs are situated, when you put them together, they might just need a little bit of, adjusting. But that's all we have for Ledger. Ledger Domain is all done. Hardest part was, I guess, maybe the legs and getting the angle right on them to fit on the stairs correctly. I'm not 100% positive this is the correct angle, but it looks good, and you just need to make sure you glue them to the base evenly, otherwise he kind of leans like this. But let's get on to the hard one, Marco. Going back to Marco, we are going to do this in two assemblies. One is the body, one is the backpack engine thing. Then we're going to combine those two and do like the last pipe that connects between the two of them. So as far as bits go, we're going to take the body, do both of the arms, then the head and the face. Once we have that, we'll do the two halves of the backpack. I believe this pipe, this, and really just those pieces. Then glue that onto him, and then there are three bits that can all connect together. This goes on his thigh, this connects to the back of the backpack, and this connects those two pieces. So anyways, that's a lot. So we'll just start with the body first, which is D12. So we got our body, now we're going to do our right arm, which is the closed fist, D4. Oh, that's going around to his back. Alright. Whoops. Let's do D5, which is our left hand. It's got the lovely tendrils coming off the fingertips. Alright, interesting connection in that the upper arm is sort of in a wedge shape, and then the arm bit actually wraps around it instead of just being on one side. Interesting. Well, it's a more solid connection point, so that's great. Now let's grab the head, D1, and slap that on top. Actually, let's add D7 to this before we put it on top of the body. There they are combined. Now add to the top of the body. There it is. Alright, now that we're done with the body, let's go ahead and make that backpack. Okay, this is D3. We're going to go ahead and D11 on top of it. Here they are combined. Next we're going to add D2, which is going to go right up, and then right up there. There it is attached. Now let's grab D9, which is going to connect right there, and then loop around and connect to this bottom sort of peg. There it is, all combined. Now let's put this on his back. Actually, no, first we're going to grab D3 and we're going to jam it into this hole right here, because it looks like that pipe will actually thread underneath this one, and it's going to be a lot more complicated once this attaches to the body. Okay, I've had to pull this apart several times, but I think I have the best possible order of operations here finally. So we get D3 in there, and then we're going to take D10 and attach it to the end here. You can see where D3 ends. It'll be this end of D10. Go now, don't worry too much about alignment because we're going to be fiddling with it in a quick second. So let's take D6 and add that to the body. It's going to go right here on the thigh. Whoops. There we go. Now, second to last part, let's add the backpack onto the back. There we go. Now you can see there's that gap between D6 and D10. You just got to connect those and make it all look nice using probably a knife or a toothpick or something. Or just use your fingers if your connection between D3 and D10 is solid enough. But there we go. All done with Marco. All done with Marco Bonatti. Yeah, this is a difficult build. Just that last pipe on the back, going from the backpack to the front of the body, was difficult. It took me a long time figuring out the order of that, and I'm still not 1000% confident on, just because there is what appears to be a connection point on the other pipe that I couldn't get to connect to the difficult pipe in a way where it would still align correctly with the other bits. But maybe I'll figure that out some other day, or that's just me thinking a connection point when it actually isn't. Anyways, he looks good, so I'm perfectly happy with this. Let's look at the whole box. Invisible Ink is all done. We have Legerdemain and Marco Bonatti. Only 2 models. Ledger was fairly easy. The only issue is just getting him upright and making sure both feet are connected to the stairs he appears to be summoning. And then Marco, mostly easy, except for that last final pipe. Best of luck. I hope my instructions will be helpful. But I have been your foreman, Douglas Scoundrels, helping you build a better Malifaux. Enjoy your witness models.